This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace. Having a young family doesn't mean you have to give up your dreams of travel. And today we're in Colorado, where we're about to visit an incredible school bus conversion and an inspiring young family who are living a life of adventure on the road. Hey Tamara!
Hey!
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
G'day JT, nice to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you as well.
Guys, this is such a cool bus.
Appreciate it.
The School of Life has got to be the coolest name for a Skoolie conversion I've ever heard.
Oh yeah? We just kind of came up with that name because it was going to capture all aspects of living for us. So it's more about learning about different cultures, food, areas, just all around. So our son came along and actually fulfilled the name a little more.
What's it actually like being on the road full time with a young one like that?
We're more stationary, so it's a little more stable. We have this property here, so we're kind of back and forth between here and property in Texas.
And this property is really special. How did you actually find this place?
I'm just online searching, and then we came up here to view a few properties, and this one ended up being the one that we had to have. We just fell in love with it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. The views here are spectacular. But there's an issue around how long you can actually park legally with the bus here, isn't there?
There is. It's like half of the year you can stay per calendar year. So our time's almost up. That's why we're heading back.
Living in a school bus, though, it's actually not such a bad option having that kind of setup, because 6 months stationary on the land and then the rest of the time traveling is kind of a good situation, isn't it?
For sure. That was our plan. We don't want to go back to Texas, so we were going to try to use the other 6 months to travel or go other areas and then come back here. But we're just kind of playing it by ear. Whatever happens, happens, and we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, and you're able to work remotely, aren't you?
I am. I work here. I actually set up my computer and stuff in the shed so Tamara and Callan can have the bus throughout the day. So yeah, I just work remotely from up here.
And this bus, it's been set up to be off the grid?
Pretty much. The only thing I could not power off the grid would be my air conditioning unit and heaters, of course. But we do have propane to make up for certain items, such as our fridge and hot water. And if we had to heat with propane, we could. But the rest is all solar ran for sure.
Well, should we have a look inside the bus and check out what you've done with it?
Let's go for it.
Hey, and this must be your son.
Yeah, that's Callan.
How's it going, Callan?
Say hi.
That's a pretty sweet swing you've got there, man. And guys, wow, look at this bus. Tell me a little bit about the process of converting this.
We pretty much bought it from a private school that was shutting down. And then, of course, we just gutted it. It was still a school bus. And then insulated, framed it out, and built this.
And when you were actually converting it into a home, what were some of the features that you really knew that you needed to have in here?
We definitely wanted a wood-burning stove because I'm a big snowboarder. I wanted to park at the bottom of the mountains and just camp out there. So that was our heat source. Tamara was big on the kitchen. She demanded a full-size kitchen. So that was that's probably the biggest part of our whole bus is our kitchen for sure. And then for me, I actually have a garage in the back. I got to have my tools. It's just what it comes down to. But those were our main items, and then the rest kind of just fell into place.
The living area here looks really comfortable.
It is. The couch here, it actually does pull out to about a full-size bed. Also has all storage underneath. We didn't design any tables at all, but we did do the little stowaway trays and just made a little spot for them. That's pretty much the living area, and then the entertainment center on this side with our TV and stuff up here. And then, of course, the shoe cubbies down there to take your shoes off when you were coming in.
And you're right, the kitchen is a really great size. So Tamara, when you were designing the space, what did you need to have in here to make this kitchen really work for you?
So one thing was our stove. We actually have an oven and a full 4-burner stove. So that was pretty important for me, as well as counter space, because I do a lot of cooking from scratch, so I need a big prep area. And then, of course, storage. All this is filled with cooking utensils and dishes. And then we have our food storage behind you and then above the refrigerator as well.
I really like all of the creative touches that you've put into the space as well. Like these crystal knobs are just beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a great find. I didn't really have anything specific in mind, and I ended up just coming across them randomly, and I was able to find enough, which was awesome. And I also wanted to show you this awesome spice rack. This was to go with your other question a minute ago. I needed somewhere to store all of my spices. In our old kitchen, I had a large cart that rolled around with me. So he was like, you're going to have to downsize that. And I'm like, I can't downsize that. So I made him build me that.
How do you actually find cooking in this space compared to a normal kitchen?
I would say in comparison, it's still just as functional. Of course, I did lose a little bit of counter space, even though it is big for a tiny house kitchen. The hardest thing is the sink. We still have a decent sized sink compared to a lot of people, but it fills up so fast. So that would be the biggest struggle, I think, would just be constantly doing the dishes, because when you do cook a lot, it makes a lot of dishes.
And so down here is the bathroom.
Right. Yeah, on this side we have saloon doors to our Nature's Head compost and toilet. And then this side here we have a one-piece stainless steel shower. Since it was just us, we didn't care about too much privacy. We've lived with each other for quite a while now, so everything's been seen.
Definitely living in a small space as a couple, you get a lot closer, a lot faster, don't you?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. You're always here together. There's no escaping each other, no escaping anything unless you do go outside. So definitely get way closer.
You've got a lot of storage space here for clothing.
Right. We have a really big hanging closet. And then, of course, there's storage all underneath it as well. And then, like, our foldable underwears and socks and stuff like that go up here. This side is actually Callan's closet. His clothes are here. Bathroom goods, accessories, little things. Tamara's makeup and stuff's in this one. And then more of Callan's items are here. And then our dog bed's on this side here.
That's a really clever way of transporting the dogs when they're on the move as well.
Yeah. They are really secure back here. Sometimes when we're driving and they are out, they're kind of sliding around the floors and stuff. Hero, the bigger dog, he actually does like sitting on that wheel hump up there and hanging out with me when I drive. But for the most part, yeah. And it's actually really big if you are able to actually look down in there. It's bigger than a full-size kennel.
And then the bed's back here?
Right. Pretty much built the bedroom to our bed. It's a queen-size bed, the one we originally had in our house before. And it's definitely the most comfortable area in the bus. We love hanging out back here.
When you did this conversion, were you using a lot of upcycled materials?
I did. Probably around 80% of our materials is upcycled. All the framing, the walls, same with the countertops and cabinets are pull-outs from a remodel. The RV fridge is from an RV, so we upcycled a lot of things, kept our budget down and not contributing to buying new things.
So all in, what would you say your budget was for this project?
All in, not including labor, the bus and materials, we're probably around 18 to 20,000 in, and we have solar and all that as well, so that was a big portion of it.
Wow, that's really good going.
Yeah, for sure. It came out pretty good.
So how long have you been living in the bus now?
We're going on 2 years now. December would be full-time 2 years.
Great. And how are you actually finding living in a converted school bus? What's this like as a home for you all?
We love it. We've actually owned 2 houses now and a couple pieces of property. We downsized from a 2,000 square foot house to this. So it's definitely my favorite house. I'm not sure about Tamara. We've came to an agreement that we don't need anything big from this point on. And this has made us completely realize that. Living in the bus has been great. We get to spend more time together. We actually feel like we're living instead of just working our lives away. Tamara used to be a full-time student and worked. I used to work 40 hours a week away from home. So it's just better for us all around. We get to spend more time together. We're actually living instead of just worrying and working.
I would say my favorite aspects of living the bus life is that we do get to spend so much time together, especially since we had our son a little over a year ago. We've actually been able to enjoy every milestone and every step together, as opposed to me possibly being at home and him taking his first steps and JT missing that, or vice versa.
Having our son and traveling, I mean, for me, it's definitely rewarding as a dad, because I didn't get to experience much of that growing up. And for my son to have his first house in the mountains up here, I mean, that's just a huge accomplishment on my part. I feel like he's going to get to experience things that other children don't really get to experience because they're tied up in the normal everyday lifestyle. That's really a huge accomplishment, and really it really hits my heart that I get to experience those situations with him.
There's no question about it. You have taken this old school bus and really turned it into a home. Thank you so much for sharing your project with me.
Yeah, thanks for checking it out.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, little guy.
Say bye-bye.
Bye. If you dream of living a life on the open road, a school bus conversion is a perfect option. It never ceases to amaze me just how comfortable these interior fit-outs are. It really feels like you're sitting inside a real home. And as far as the young one's concerned, what an incredible lifestyle and way to grow up and learn about the world. In that respect, this Skoolie conversion is truly living up to its name. This week's Tiny House Tour video was brought to you by Squarespace. I am really excited about this collaboration with Squarespace and Squarespace as a platform because I feel it really gives you the tools to actually take your life on the road. For a lot of people, one of the big questions that people ask is, well, how do I make money when I travel? And e-commerce is a really great way of doing that. So, as part of my collaboration with Squarespace, I've actually created a brand new website called simplezerowaste.com. Now, zero waste living is something that I feel goes really hand in hand with the tiny house movement. It's something that I'm personally passionate about. I've tried to lower my own personal impact as much as possible, and I'm really excited to share that aspect of my life with you in my new website, simplezerowaste.com. Now, I could sort of go on and on about a lot of the benefits that Squarespace offers to be able to set up websites like this. Things like designer templates, an all-in-one platform, 24/7 customer service, domains, easy online stores, all that sort of thing. But the real thing that you need to know is it's just really simple to use. Building this website was incredibly intuitive and user-friendly, and it's given me the ability to create a website that I'm really proud of. So, to see what I've built, head over to simplezerowaste.com, take a look at what I've done, and if you're interested in finding out more about Squarespace, head over to squarespace.com to find out all you need to know about using the platform. And when you're ready to press the go button on your own exciting website project, head over to squarespace.com/livingbig to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain. We'll see you over there, and I look forward to seeing what you build.